Yo, it's your boy Jason here with another YouTube video, 2 days in a row. Trying to keep it rolling, If you're building a habit, you just gotta do it over and over and it becomes a new routine. So anyway, today's video discussion is about how I got into the legal cannabis industry, because before I was growing cannabis under the Medical Card Act, where like if you had a cannabis card prescribed to you from a doctor, then you could grow this many amount of plants. So I was doing that. It was fun. I was trimming for a lot of growers, just learning from people that have been growing for like 10 years, it's really fun. So as I was looking for my opportunities to get into the cannabis industry, obviously I had to start from like the bottom, how everyone starts, maybe a bud tender. I don't want to diss bud tenders because I know that's like majority of the industry. There's a lot of bud tenders, and bud tenders are important because they push a lot of brands and products. Like, as someone who works in a distribution center and manufacturing, packaging, all that distribution, I see a lot of like the influence and the power that the bud tender has. The bud tender is the one person that really communicates with the consumer, the buyer. People call them custies. That's an old term right there. That's like, if you used to slang tree, you know what I'm talking about. Not to like glamorize it or anything, not to glamorize illegal activity, just to show how like traditional terms are going into like the legal market, So I keep getting sidetracked. Back to the original thing. I was looking for opportunities to grow. I was gonna work for this dispensary called Elemental Wellness. It's in San Jose. I used to live in San Jose, and I was working at a hotel doing room service. Really fun. You get to bring people food, and I was going to this dispensary buying from them because they have fire, and they're just like such a beautiful shop. They have like, it looks like a Apple store but for weed. That's when you know that like, okay, they're taking these weed shops to like another level. It's not like they're trying to do this trapper vibe but professional. So as I was looking for opportunities, I realized like, I don't have very many. And then I got approached by somebody who's like a very big businessman, and I happen to know this person throughout my life. I wasn't that close to them, but they were still like somebody I knew. So like, as they realized that I had kind of the want to be in the cannabis industry, I'm a reliable person. They know I love growing, and I love growing cannabis. It's so fun. There's 2 cycles. There's the veg cycle and there's the flowering cycle, and just to really understand and get it down. Like, my first couple grows were all bad, dude. Like, the watering wasn't good, the lighting wasn't good. Just like, it's a fun time learning just because it's failing, and it's like, who doesn't want to produce cannabis if you're a cannabis consumer? It's really cool, it's fun. It's amazing watching the plant just grow big and like outward, and like things like low stress training and just like topping, and just seeing like these techniques that people figured out and like taking them on as your own and just kind of like applying them and seeing what can happen. So anyway, this guy, I'll just call him Mr. Trueleaf, he approached me and he was like, hey, I see that you like this cannabis stuff, and like, would you ever want to work in the legal business? And I was like, yeah, dude, that's the plan. I mean, if you're going to be involved with cannabis in the future, which I am interested in, especially at the time, then I was like, man, the only way to go is legal, bro. Like, no one's trying to go to jail over weed. Like, how many people go to jail over weed every day, or for selling, even consuming, like, different states. Like, even in Mexico, I've heard friends that went to jail over, like, a roach, bro. A roach. Like, come on. And just, like, people in different states are, like, I went to this Oaksterdam University, which is a really cool weed college. It's the only kind around. It's in Oakland, California, and they teach you a lot about cannabis, and they teach you about the culture. Like, if you didn't have the opportunity to network with like local growers, which is like not really easy to do. I mean, most of these growers are like, they get jacked. They're always under stress. They gotta watch their backs, even like their homies, you know what I mean? Because they got so much money worth of equipment and every grow they have so much value that they're creating, right? Because that crop is like how they survive, right? How they pay the bills. Because electricity for a grow and just materials like soil, hydroponics, water, it's so much money. I didn't realize like how much these growers really have to like balance things out, you know, especially if they're not stealing electricity. That's a big thing that people do that gets them in trouble. But if they can pull a fast one for like a couple grows, there's no way they can do that for like forever, right? Because the electric companies are keeping an eye out for that, because they've caught on. So this guy, Mr. Trueleaf, was like, hey, you know, I'm gonna start a company. This is what it's called, Trueleaf. It's you know, here's the plan. We're gonna apply for these legal permits, and you know, it's gonna be here in your hometown. Do you want to be a part of it? And I was like, man, are you kidding me? Like, this is crazy. Like, yeah, I want to be a part of this. This is like a huge opportunity, like to be someone that's not a bud tender, you know, and just kind of come in as an operations coordinator, just someone that can do what the boss needs, right? Like, you can sell different kinds of cannabis products, you know what I mean? You know how to talk, you know how to be professional. You can like deal with people that are like new to cannabis, deal with people that are like advanced in cannabis, you know. You can hang with the growers, you can hang with like the sellers, you can tell the fake from the real, you can tell the jack boys from the quality, you know, vendors. So it's just interesting how I just kind of got lucky, to be honest with you. Even though I knew I was a good person, like I've been setting the stage for me to have a big come up like this. I don't want to give myself too much credit because I don't want to sound cocky, but like in reality, I got lucky because, you know, I'm a good person. I put good vibes out there. I'm lucky to come from a great family, and you know, just this businessman gave me an opportunity of what I think is a lifetime, you know, because there's a lot of people that are getting to join cannabis clubs and like manufacturing and distribution centers, but like this one is a huge opportunity, you know. So like some time goes by, we get some permits, you know, and like I don't mean to say like it was easy, right? Like from the time that I got welcome to this company and the time there's permits, right, in between, it was a lot of stress. Like I wasn't even the one that had the most to lose, right? For me, it's like, oh, am I gonna have this dope ass job or not, you know? But for them, it's like this huge investment, this business that they're planning on. Like they're the ones that were going through it, you know. I would look at them and be like, man, like, is this what it's like to be a businessman? Like, is this like Gary Vee, you know? He talks about the ups and the downs and stuff, but like watching someone truly go through it, Trueleaf, is definitely like, it's definitely like a learning lesson, you know, especially someone that you know as a person, not just like through business, like someone you looked up to, someone you've known throughout the years, like a family member kind of thing, or maybe a friend. You just see, you're like, man, that, like, I hate to see them suffering, but this is a part of what they know they need to do to become great, right? To like level up to that from a bot, from like, you know, there's the average employee, there's supervisor, there's manager, and then there's boss, there's the owner, right? Like seeing him just level up to like CEO, right? And it's just crazy, man. So like that's how I got put on. I started off, we did some growing, which was fun, dude. I miss growing so bad, dude. Like I grew like 3 plants this year. Wish I could do more, but I was so busy. But at least I found some time to grow it. Some Gorilla Glue number 4. That was cool. Shout out to Medallion Wellness. They supplied me with my clones for the low. That I get the employee discount there. Dude, I get the employee discount at certain cannabis clubs. Like I'm kind of, this guy freaking paying attention. I was paying attention. Anyway, there's like this guy, there's this dispensaries that I'm kind of known around in the 209, you know, not like just for doing like good cannabis work, you know. So I got pretty lucky there, and like I get discounts and stuff. I got some great clones, been growing, and then transitioned as the business. It was really like the business needs and demand, and like once like where the boss was like, okay, this is where we're going, the direction. So I started to fill cartridges. That's when Clearly California came into the picture. The boss, he created this brand, he acquired / created this brand, Clearly California, that has pods, and like now you can see they're in like so many dispensaries, you know. Shout out to a bunch of dispensaries that have them all over the 209. This one dispensary specifically, like in Vallejo, I just really feel like proud because like I went there and sold the pods to them. It was my first big sale, and and like I made some commission off it. I'm really want to just sell more pods. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to that. Can I get security for the gate, please? And so I'm really just looking forward to continuing to grow. Now we're running this delivery, True Leaf delivery, True Leaf 209. Check it out on Snapchat. It's just cool to see like this legal industry taking over, because I know how people used to operate here in Modesto, in the traditional market, and it's just nice to see like things going good, and just I feel really lucky to be a part of this, so that's kind of like a quick summary of some highlighted points of like me and going from like being a consumer to being like a factor in this cannabis industry via True Leaf, So thank you to Mr. True Leaf for, bringing me with him on this journey, and that's my story for the cannabis.